Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a complexion product. So we got our confetti and we got our party horns, as we do when we review a complexion product. Today we are going to look at the brand new. Did you know this was coming out? The brand new MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. That's right, it is a serum foundation from MAC, but a radiant one. Now, we have seen radiant serum foundations in the past few months from Laura Mercier and quite a few others, but today we're going to look at this by MAC. Look, when MAC says that they got a new complexion product, we would be crazy to ignore it. MAC are the complexion kings and queens. We talk about Fenty changing the game with 50-something foundation shades. They changed the game that MAC already established with tons of undertones, tons of different ways to classify foundation, tons of different ways to wear foundation. Basically, they deserve our respect. In this shade, in this particular foundation, in fact, there are 48 shades. I picked up the shade NW20, which I am wearing now. I think I did pretty good. I have purchased NW20 in the past, and I did review the new MAC pen foundation. You know, they have that foundation that kind of squirts out of a pen. I did review that one. I got to look at what shade I got in that. I don't buy MAC foundations a ton, so sometimes I tweak around with the color I buy, but NW20 generally works. This is a $46 product that says it gives instant hydration, will not cake, is water, sweat, and humidity proof, and you just got to shake it well. I'm holding it up to the mic. You can kind of hear it moving around in there. It is thin like a serum foundation. It has tons of skincare ingredients in it. I'm not going to go over that. That's kind of old news now. Skincare and foundation, right? And it has that familiar MAC top, you know, that you twist to the side and clicks open and closed. It's a MAC product. It looks like a MAC product. But like I said, MAC doesn't mess around when it comes to complexion. They're just good. So we owe MAC our complete and utter attention, and we are going to do a little bit of a wear test with this and apply it, and I'll explain all of that in the next scene. We're going to put it on in the next and then complete our wear test and see what we think of the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. So stay right there. Okay, let's go ahead and give this NW20 a try. We'll do it on one side of the face and compare. Then we'll do the wear test after I do both sides. I will, because I promised I would do this, put on a little bit off camera, of the new Tower 28 concealer so we can see how that looks over foundation. That's a follow-up from yesterday's video, which I can link below. Because, you know, tests can go on for more than one day, so I will do that. I'll remind you of that on the wear test as well. Right now I have no primer on. I have some skincare from the morning that has sunk in. The reason I have no primer on is and I'm not going to powder. I don't want anything to interfere. I don't want to know, you know, is it looking like that because of the primer I used, because of the type of primer I used, because of the type of powder I used for setting or finishing. So we're just going to wear this, and I'll just put a teeny bit of this over the top just so we can see how it wears over foundation. That's the Tower 28 concealer. Okay, so MAC advises to shake it up, and it's got that typical MAC top that we're used to. Okay, so good shake to it and a little bit of pressing to get it out. Oh boy, I wonder if that's going to be okay for the shade. Well, we're going to see. Okay, directly to, I will just put it on this side of the face. Feels already like a serum foundation. No real scent. It does smell a little bit foundation-y, whatever that means, but you know what I'm talking about. Nice bit of radiance on the skin. I'm applying it very lightly. But that is kind of my want. I do like a nice light foundation, a little bit over the eyes. I'm not doing too much under the eyes. I'll let the concealer do that, as I normally would, not changing anything. Okay, just putting it on this side of the face. Really nice radiance without being too radiant. Sometimes we get these products and it looks like we're beaming down from a faraway planet to Earth, and that's a little bit much. Okay, so I'm trying to divide the face as best I can. That was about 2 little pumps. Well, how did I do on the shade? Not bad. I mean, maybe not perfect, but actually not too bad. So this side of the face, I have the brand new MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. Yeah, I had to look down to get the name right. And on this side, just skincare from the morning that's sunken in. No primer, no powder. Okay, let's take a look again. I like the radiance. I mean, there's no use. I'm used to, if you can see this side of my skin, of my face, you know, nothing really there. I'm used to this kind of radiance coming from maybe a Hollywood Flawless filter or some sort of a primer like that underneath. So that's very pretty, but it doesn't look greasy or slimy. The question is, what's it going to do into my pores? And I do know a primer could help that, but this is a foundation video, so I'm not going to start trying 10 different primers, you know what I mean? Okay, well, what I'm going to do is 2 things. I'm going to do the other side of my face. Actually, you know what? I'll do the other side of the face so you can see both sides. I'll just speed up the camera, okay? All right, there's both sides of the face done. No concealer, no powder. Okay, off camera, I'll dab a little bit of concealer just under the eyes. I really won't put too much under the nose or anything like that because I want to see how this behaves, how this foundation behaves. And I'll put a little bit of makeup on, and we are going to let this roll as long as we possibly can so we can take a look at this new MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation and see what we think of it. See you in a moment for the wear test. You've already seen it freshly applied in the intro. Stay right there. Okay, we are at nearly, not quite, almost 6 hours of wear. This is a darn pretty foundation. Let me tell you what I did, and then we'll take a look at it together, the pores and all that. I do have some of the brand new Tower 28 concealer here in what I like to call my dark pits of despair, just so I could go out and be presentable. And a little bit here and a little bit on the lids where I didn't put the foundation. I refrained from putting any here or here, even though I need it, because I didn't want it to throw off us looking at the foundation. So just to let you know, with the Tower 28, I was a little too light on the shade, but that is working fine under my eyes, as you see. So that's a follow-up from yesterday. Okay, let's take a look at this foundation. First of all, it is a radiant foundation, and therefore I feel the radiance. It's not bothering me. If it bothers you, you would need to do a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of setting powder on it, and that would damper it down. It doesn't bother me, but it does feel radiant. In other words, when I touch it, you know, it doesn't feel powdery. Now, that being said, I didn't use a powder blush. If you use a powder blush, powder bronzer, that might take care of that for you. But I'm just letting you know it does remain, oh, my hair is not going to stick to it. I'm not going to catch gnats that are flying by in the air or anything like that. But it doesn't kind of dry down to a completely powder finish. It keeps that radiance in feel and in look. So let's look at the radiance together. I think it is still giving my complexion a really nice glow, actually. And let's take a look at the important bits. Around here, I do see my pores, but they are not exacerbated. Same thing here. I do see my pores on the cheeks. It is a radiant foundation. If you have an oily skin, would you like this product? I'm thinking probably not. I'm thinking this is best for those of us with normal, that's me, to even drier skin. If you are going to try this or have tried this and your complexion leans a little bit oilier, if you could follow up with the community here in comments, I think we would all love that. I feel that it is remaining radiant and beautiful, but I feel like if I had an oilier complexion, I might not be thrilled with that. I might feel that I had to dab more than I should have to. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say normal to dry, and you'll love it. Really pretty. I think I did okay with that NW20 on the shade choice. I think it's holding up just beautifully. I reapplied the lip product. I'm trying those new Caliray shades. Yesterday's video, today's video is a different shade than yesterday. I reapplied that about an hour ago. So that's not freshly applied. I actually think this foundation is holding up beautifully, and I think it's super pretty. I'm kind of okay with the shade too. Maybe a little bit too tan for me, but I'm kind of liking it. I am going to give this a thumbs up with the caveat that you are normal to dry, unless I hear otherwise from somebody in comments who has a fairly oily complexion and can tell me about it. And remember that you would have to, if you hate the slightly tacky feeling, you would definitely need to powder it, but that would be fine. Doesn't bother me. Just letting you guys know. Let me know if you're interested in this one. Let me know if you purchased it or are planning to purchase it. Let me know if you even knew it was released out there. You gotta give something to MAC for complexion products. They're MAC. They wrote the book on this stuff, guys. So let me know what you think, please. That's what makes us a community. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so we can continue to grow. Come and say a big hello over on Instagram, TikTok, and now on Threads. And don't forget that you can become a bigger part of this YouTube community by becoming a channel member for behind the scenes and weekly gossipy members only lives. You can also give super thanks if you want. You can just shop from those links down below. That doesn't cost you anything. But in any way that you choose to be here, I am so happy to have you as part of this lovely community. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.